Have you seen the movie Jurassic Park? It should be because of the advent of this movie that people began to associate dinosaurs with the Jurassic. Hello everyone. During the Jurassic period, a lot of interesting events happened beyond our imagination. Just forgot to introduce myself first. If you haven't noticed, this is the Tipchin channel. In today's video content, we are going to talk to you about Jurassic. So let's get to the topic quickly.
You looking in the thug eyes. It's a funeral, let the doves fly. This is when the thug cry. You looking in the thug eyes. It's a funeral, let the doves fly. This is when the thug cry. You trying to survive.
What would a typical Jurassic impression look like? Dinosaurs of different sizes were chasing each other in a jungle like modern tropical regions. Among them, the most massive is of course the Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus is the most powerful and can crush any creature with its body. However, the pterodactyl is an exception, only because it can fly in the sky. On land, everything from the North Pole to the South Pole is jungle. There is no winter, so everything is warm. Do you all think so too? Scientists have placed the Jurassic timeline between the Triassic and Cretaceous periods. It started about 201 million years ago and lasted 56 million years until the cessation was drawn 145 million years ago. The Jurassic period began with a mass extinction. However, the scale of the extinction was not the largest. It was different from the Cretaceous and Paleogene extinctions, famous for the extinction of dinosaurs, or the Permian, in which even insects that were not very affected by the extinction were implicated. Extinction event. Still, quite a few species were sacrificed. For example, in this Triassic-Jurassic mass extinction, lamprey-like fish called conodonts disappeared. At that time, its population accounted for about 20% of marine life. In addition, terrestrial carnivorous reptiles mosaic anklets, which are distant relatives of the well-known dinosaurs, have been hit hard. The cause of the extinction has not been clarified, but what we do know is that the extinction process this time was quite rapid, not even in 10,000 years. The most important and interesting thing for us is that this event provided an excellent environment for the dinosaurs that came later to thrive. You may be surprised, but during the Triassic period, the oldest dinosaurs appeared in present-day South America. At that time, this continent, like other continents, was also a part of Pangaea. According to the research of scholars, Southern Cross Dragon is one of the earliest dinosaurs. It is a short, but long sideways bipedal reptile carnivore. Eoraptor was also a small bipedal reptile, and it was a very interesting creature. Some paleontologists believe it should be the closest thing to the common ancestor of all dinosaurs. Eoraptor, with its excellent speed and adaptability, spread all over the Pangaea continent effortlessly. As a result, the ancestors of the dinosaurs survived almost untouched by the end Triassic extinction event. Moreover, the extinction was quite beneficial for the dinosaurs, just as the mammals flourished millions of years after the asteroid impact changed the fate of the dinosaurs. Therefore, when it comes to the Jurassic period, everyone will think of dinosaurs, which is not unreasonable. Dinosaurs ruled the land during this period, evolving from small carnivores to ferocious lizards known for their large number of fossils. Earth when dinosaurs existed. Another interesting fact. Among the many dinosaur species, the most famous and well-studied Tyrannosaurus rex did not exist during the Jurassic period. The giant Diplodocus, Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus, which were classified as neosauropods, were present on Earth at that time. It may be hard to imagine with their hideous appearance and huge body, but they are actually tame and plant-eating animals. However, standing in front of them or lingering at their feet just because they are tame is rather unwise for humans. Of course, only a carnivore of the same size, or agile, can compete with such a powerful herbivore. For example, the famous Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus, etc. I think the battle between giant carnivores and herbivores should be very bold. Plains and endless forests became the arena for battles between giant beasts. Angiosperms did not appear in this period, but plants similar to modern conifers already existed. Their competitors are ginkgo and cycads. Now, iron trees are mainly distributed in tropical regions, while ginkgo leaves only one species. But the Jurassic world was far more diverse than it is today. The geographic map of the Jurassic period was very different from what we know today. Pangaea still existed in the first half of the Jurassic period, but it gradually split apart after that. About 175 million years ago, it was completely divided into Eurasia and Gondwana. After that, it will be a long time before the continent we are familiar with will form. The seas around the fragmented continent are also full of infinite vitality. The familiar mollusks like oysters and snails reproduced widely, and creatures that looked like modern coral reefs appeared. Supergiant fish such as lead fish swim through the coral forest. It is 10 to 30 meters long. While this number varies from scientist to scientist, it should be the largest bony fish in Earth's history anyway. However, even with its massive size, it seems difficult to protect itself from marine predators such as mid-billed crocodiles and pliosaurs. These aggressive reptiles cling to slow-moving giant fish, nibbling on their scales and nibbling on their flesh. The largest marine reptile of the Jurassic period, giant Dinosaur, is one of the members of this genus of pliosaurs. At that time, there was nothing wrong with the king of the ocean. Definitely a plesiosaur. You must have seen this picture somewhere, right? It is a marine animal with a long neck. Maybe to not have to surface every time to breathe, so it needs a very long neck. While swimming, he stuck his head out, took a deep breath, and swam slowly again. It must be very convenient for the neck to grow like this. Plesiosaurs ate basically everything, from mollusks to large fish, as well as other species of lizards, sea creatures, and even flying creatures. At least, the eating menu of a certain plesiosaur is so rich in content. After scholars investigated its fossils, large ammonites and fish were found where there should have been a stomach pouch, as well as the remains of what was suspected to be a pterodactyl, a type of pterosaur. Speaking of flying lizards, by the way, there were no modern birds at that time, and pterosaurs occupied that place in the ecosystem. Among them, there are the famous pterodactyls, and the smaller beak-billed pterosaurs. They are mostly carnivorous and will eat fish, insects, small reptiles and early mammals. In the late Jurassic period, there was also a creature called Archaeopteryx. The flying animal, which is about the size of a crow, has also caused a stir among scientists. Why? Because it is the oldest feathered creature. It was also recorded as the ancestor of modern birds Archaeopteryx. However, many paleontologists today believe that things are not that simple. Instead, they believe that Archaeopteryx is a species that disappeared without evolution. In such a chaotic and turbulent life, small, hairy, warm-blooded animals such as Tricuspid and Jurassic are almost unremarkable existences. They look like a mouse and may be small carnivores, or they live by eating dead animals. Yes, you should have guessed, they are mammals. At the time, though, these creatures were an evolutionary variant. The present placental animals, marsupials and monotremes began to branch in the Jurassic period. Living under the shadow of dinosaurs, they still don't know what fate awaits their descendants in tens of millions of years. Contrary to the general impression, in the Jurassic world, tropical climates were not everywhere. In fact, the habitats of corals that prefer warm regions are far wider than they are today, and the polar regions are also densely forested. However, scientists have found some evidence that there were also harsh, snowy winters, at least in temperate latitudes. Can you imagine a giant dinosaur strutting across knee-high snow? The end of an era as the Jurassic entered its end, the climate gradually became colder and the humidity slowly increased. It appears to be related to phenomena such as the continued division of continents and changes in ocean currents. And these lives have also changed. Unlike the Triassic, which ended with a mass extinction, the Jurassic transitioned slowly to the next Cretaceous. The Cretaceous was the time when the dinosaurs reached their heyday, went extinct, and ended. But that story will have to wait until later. This issue of the video comes to an end here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy today's video. It's time to say goodbye again. Let's see you next time. Bye bye.